What's good? What's good, Mad Peel? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that notifications. Yep. Excuse me. Adjust some. Excuse me, my bad. That live, we done live from Facebook, YouTube. Hold on, let me make sure we live. It's a live video. Chat, check in. Check in when you check in. Hit that one. That one for the chat. Hmm. Yep, we got a doozy here, a double doozy. Jenifer Bonjean plans to get R. Kelly and Larry Hoover out at the same time. What's good, Helen? What is it? Nettie? Nettie? What's good? The one in the chat. Chastity. What's up? What's good, Chastity? Oh yeah, come on in. Come on in. Don't forget to put in the chat where you're from. Regular chat check in. Oh yeah, Chicago might about to get a double free. Huh? R. Kelly and Larry Hoover might get out at the same time. So Chicago is in for a double release. Make sure. Excuse me. Grew up in Hyde Park. Hyde Park. Hell yeah. Who else in here from the city? Check in. Yeah, Larry Hoover. Believe it or not, after all these years, it's probably about to go free. Thanks to who know who. The West Side Chastity. Thanks to new hope, you know who. Jenifer Bonjean. Again. Hmm? In the midst of R. Kelly, taking on R. Kelly. Let me see my hands for face. The whole R. Kelly trial. In the midst of that, she's freeing Larry Hoover. Who would have known that Jenifer Bonjean has freed so many important black figures? For real. Bill Cosby, one of them, you know. Now we're coming up on R. Kelly and Larry Hoover. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get into this article. Keep hitting the like button, keep share, check, excuse me, check in, keep checking in. Excuse me, my throat a little dry. Who would have known that Jenifer Bonjean is a part of freeing Helen Inglewood. Yeah. Gail, what's good? What's up? Hell yeah. A lot of people are excited about um for one, really Larry Hoover. It's Larry Hoover. It's just in court. He appeared in court for years, right? They thought Larry Hoover would never get out. But nope, nope. Jenifer Bonjean. Hmm. Who would have thought? How many know Jenifer Bonjean was on this case? How many of y'all in the chat knew Jenifer Bonjean was on this case? But yes, she's done it again, and I'm about to read this article. They got a lot of Natty. You say they got a lot of blacks on that three strike Chicago. Oh yeah, oh yeah, on that three strike Chicago with Bill Clinton and now Trump. See, this is how Larry Hoover is getting leeway because Trump. Uh, I'm not sure what it is exactly. Filed into law that felons from back then. Don't quote me um word for word. It's because with Donald Trump would pass that law that allowed this is gonna be in the news probably. You know that allowed Larry Hoover to get free, and Jenifer Bonjean jumped on it. They knew this law was that Donald Trump had passed, and Jenifer Bonjean jumped on it immediately and knew that, yeah, this is gonna get Larry Hoover out. Yeah, Larry Hoover. Yeah, he got too many years. It was unfair, as a lot of people would say. But some people can say thanks to Donald Trump that you know remember the Bill Clinton three strike law. I mean, yeah, it ruined a lot. Yeah, I'm just saying for Natty. I don't know want to Hall Hall 404. You right about that three strike. It's a lot of black men in jail because of that three strike law. Helen, you say First Step Act is Trump. You said the First Step Act. Okay, Helen, is that correct? Shake and bake. What's good? So it's the First Step Act that got Larry Hoover uh gave Larry Hoover a second chance. So yeah, Shekinah was good. It gave excuse me, Larry Hoover a second chance. So man, thanks to Trump too. I mean, for real, y'all. Everybody screaming free Larry Hoover, free Larry Hoover, I was part of the coup. Yeah, it's free Larry Hoover, you know, and was wondering like, is he ever really gonna get out? And yeah, Jenifer Bonjean, yeah, as she did for a lot of black men, and continuing to do for a lot of black men, is to get them out of unfair trial sentencing too, especially unfair sentencing. Larry Hoover was unfair. Helen, you say uh, Trump First Step Act freed a lot of men that was locked up during Joe Biden's Clinton three-strike law, and that's right. That's 100% right. And the thing about it, Larry Hoover is a victim. Appreciate that, Gail. Larry Hoover was a victim of the three-strike rule. The Democrats, I mean, that's what it did. It messed up a lot of black men's future. You get three felonies. It was for anything. You going to jail for life just to get three felonies over some stupid stuff. You going to jail for life over some. I don't care what it is, and that law like has to be eradicated. And that's the good thing y'all can kind of say Trump just did for black people. It's a lot of black men in prison like right now for life for this is non-violent for bullshit. And the thing about it, they need, to keep bodies in prison. They need to keep bodies in prison, for money. So they created these bullshit laws, these three-strike laws to keep prisoners in jail, for life, for doing stupid shit. That's why they created it. I'm gonna read this article from Hoover. So Larry Hoover, uh, founder of the Gangster Disciples. A lot of the G's and folks, you know what I'm saying? Happy in the hood. Boy, if Larry Hoover get out, y'all, which he 100% is going to get off. Infamous gangster founder Larry Hoover is set to appear in court the first time decades Thursday, as long as shot bid, which he already did this morning. Hoover, 73, had initially been scheduled to appear in person at the Dirksen U.S. courthouse, but U.S. District Judge John Robert Blakey, if I'm pronouncing that right, I don't give a damn, later said he would be linked via video conference, citing logistics and safety concerns. Safety concerns, okay. The 1 p.m. hearing is crucial step in Hoover's years-long quest to win early release from his federal sentence under the First Step law passed in 2018. Right on. The First Step law passed in 2018, which has already led to reduced sentences for several of his co-defendants. And y'all see how Trump pardoned T.I. and Kodak Black from sentences. Not Lil Wayne. I'm sorry, Lil Wayne from sentences. There's unfair sentences, was really a good thing. Federal prosecutors have. Hold on for a second. Let me clear my throat. Federal prosecutors have vehemently opposed such a break for Hoover, arguing he has continued to hold sway over the gang's hierarchy from the federal supermax prison in Florence, Colorado, even secretly communicating with an underlying through coded message hidden in a dictionary. I mean, look, Larry Hoover clearly changed it. He changed his life. Larry Hoover ain't no he renamed it to growth and development for I don't think Larry Hoover is still a gangster what they portrayed him. They still want him in prison for life. They do not want him to walk the street because Larry Hoover is so powerful. He is so powerful. Imagine y'all when Larry Hoover get out of jail. Imagine when Larry Hoover get out of jail. He has the power to stop all of this shit. And then the thing about it, he is going to have a voice. You is going to finally hear him speak. And I think Larry Hoover is going to persuade a lot of gangsters now, not to to get that shit up. I think he's going to be a positive image on the good side. You think he's going to be all over the place? He's going to be on the BET Awards. He is the most prolific. One of the most prolific influential figures in the black community, whether he created a gang or not. When Larry Hoover get out, he gonna stop a lot of that shit in Chicago. So it's a win for Chicago when Larry Hoover gets out. Uh, in a new motion just hours ahead of the hearing, prosecutors alleged that during a prison visit with his common law wife in August, Hoover asked if his lawyers wanted him to bring a copy of the blueprint of Thursday's hearing, which the U.S. Bureau of Prison considers a blueprint for how to organize a prison gang, including governing principles, methods of discipline, and a membership of application. Trying to get my boy for the long run. The motion also revealed that an email message was sent on August 26th by a known gangster disciples member to 123 fellow gang members in federal prison, referring to Hoover as dad and using coded terminology in the form of a basketball analogy to instruct all incarcerated GDs to stay out of trouble and temporarily suspend gang activity until Hoover gets a ruling in his case. So they're trying to say that he's still a gangster. Man, this is kind of new to me. I'm gonna keep on reading. In support of these challenges, excuse me, and I can't read, so just bear with me, y'all. In support of these challenging times, there would be zero tolerance for any incidents on the court. The all caps message read, according to the prosecution's filing, this communication is deeply concerning. Assistant U.S. Attorney Julia Swartz, if I pronounced that right, Swartz demonstrates. She sounds like a damn Karen ass prosecuting hater. Demonstrates the uh, uh, continued power ranking GD leaders and especially Larry Hoover hold over the GDs underscores the extremely high risk of res and the danger to community if Hoover is released. We saying that that's the opposite of if Hoover released. Hoover's attorney, meanwhile, have claimed that decades behind bars have left him a changed man. Now, this is with the real Larry Hoover right here. Listen, y'all. This is the real Larry Hoover. Before I hit the like button, y'all, and you fucks with Mad Pill, hit the one in the chat. Share, please share. Chat, excuse me, chat, check in. Keep hitting the like button, keep the algorithm going up as you comment. Appreciate all the comments, all the feedback. Yes. All right, now this is the real Larry Hoover. Hoover's attorneys, meanwhile, have claimed that decades behind bars have left him a changed man and that prosecutors have unfairly painted him as a puppet master to try to keep him locked up. Right. The motion was pending for years before U.S. District Judge Harry Lingenberg, whatever name, Lingenberger, who passed away in June, has since been transferred to Blakely. Hoover was already serving a 200-year state sentence. 200 years, y'all. 200 freaking years. 200. Sentence for murder of rival when he was indicted in federal court in 1995 on charges he continued to oversee the murder, drugs, gang, reign of terror in prison. It's not true. Hoover's attorney, oh, hold on. I already read that. I got a little, I'm trying to scroll down a little bit. Yeah, as y'all know, who was convicted. If y'all don't know, who was convicted 40 criminal counts in 1997 when Lenny Bleebley sentenced him to a mandatory term of life. Weber said, "I don't always agree with the guidelines." What Bleebley told Hoover during that hearing. Sometimes I think they are too whatever. But in this case, I agree with them 100%. And y'all listen to this. If y'all didn't know the conditions where Larry Hoover was in. For years, Larry Hoover was in solitary confinement at the Supermax prison, which count as a number of high-profile of notorious detainees, including the cartel boss Jacqueline El Chapo Guzman, terrorist attack plot Zachary's Malibi, and Jeff Ford, the Chicago gang, Jeff Ford. Jeff Ford, right. Hoover's attorney, Jenifer Bonjean, y'all, this is the argue in a motion. And this is with Jenifer Bonjean, you know, how R. Kelly is real fortunate that she is even, she taking on these cases and she got so many. And this is the thing about it, y'all. Getting Larry Hoover off will, if she get Larry Hoover off, which she will, and she's trying to do both at the same time. So R. Kelly is expected to, okay, so this is what's going on. R. Kelly is expected to next month to have a Supreme Court ruling or any time, in any moment. The Supreme Court can rule, okay, R. Kelly can have because he had an unfair trial. What's gonna happen? I think she wouldn't have took on this case. I don't think Jenifer Bonjean don't take on the case when if she's gonna lose and she knows she's gonna lose it, or she just knows she's gonna lose an appeal. She's not gonna do that. Jenifer Bonjean, and because she she knows that she's all about clauses. She's all about an 100% rate that she gets. Um, and she did. Y'all gotta look up Jenifer Bonjean's work of getting black men off. I'm talking about for unfair for years, for having unfair trials for years. And R. Kelly is fortunate that Jenifer Bonjean is just willing to take on this cake for pennies. Hoover's attorney, Jenifer Bonjean, argued in a motion in 2022 that was no evidence whatsoever that Hoover had received any communication from other gangster disciples while in federal prison, and said the government's effort to paint him as the unrepentant criminal are baseless. It is not in a dispute that many people from all walks of life, including politicians, celebrities, community actors, and people who self-identify as GDs. The GDs, man, they celebrating. How many in the chat is GD? For real. who GD in the chat? Who be throwing up them folks in the chat? For real. But indeed, in fact, that Mr. Hoover is supported by individuals who are not gang members is what frightens the government. Yeah, the most. The government does not want to see rehabilitated Hoover. Like I said, it's dangerous. And it wants to hold its narrative to Hoover as the most notorious, dangerous, and violent man on the planet. Right. Prosecutors, however, contend that granting Hoover a sentence reduction will send a shockwave through the community and embolden gang members who still look to Hoover as their inspirational leader. Right. Most of the GDs in the city, we talking about the city, they look up to Larry Hoover still on Hoover, still put on Hoover. Yes, Larry Hoover will have a huge influence. He gonna have a huge influence on the community. He gonna and Larry Hoover gonna say the right shit. Larry Hoover is gonna be rehabilitated. Larry Hoover is gonna get a lot of young men to stop shooting each other and shit. In a 2022 memo asking to deny the request, Schwartz called his life sentence richly deserved. Hoover's crimes are among the most serious ever prosecuted in the district, such as reducing his life sentence would undetermined the solitary goals, promoting respect for law and deterring others from engaging in gang. Excuse me. Engaging in gang violence and large-scale drug trafficking. Short world. Even if Blakely were to grant Hoover's release request, he would not walk free, but he would likely be transferred out of the federal prison system to fighting his state conviction from a jail cell most close to his home. So that's if Larry Hoover gets his case overturned, which Larry Hoover may be free in a few months or a month or a few weeks. Who knows? Donald Trump has done this man a favor and probably have done R. Kelly a favor too. Gail, you say Diddy should get Jenifer Bonjean? Yes. It Diddy and we're gonna get into that. Diddy and R. Kelly talk on the regular. I don't think Diddy talks to R. Kelly. He gets his advice. Not that R. Kelly has anything to do with Diddy, but Diddy, I don't think that they don't R. Kelly and Diddy don't have nothing to do with each other. And I think R. Kelly believed that Diddy is innocent because he got railroaded the same way. Thank goodness for Jenifer Bonjean, right? See, Larry Hoover, excuse me, I gotta clear my throat. Pour me some more orange juice. All right. So Jenifer Bonjean is juggling. She's juggling both Larry Hoover and R. Kelly, both for the case in which, on one end, she has the Supreme Court on notice for R. Kelly. Excuse me, let me get my beautiful face out the picture. She juggling R. Kelly in the Supreme Court, and she has uh, I'm talking about I'm talking about a promising judgment for Larry Hoover. And it's estimated and it's guaranteed. And I can put this on, I swear to God, I can put this on a stack of Bibles. I can put this on a stack of Bibles that they are going to get out next month. Jenifer Bonjean knows to come in at the end, right? She came in at the end on who? Bill Cosby. She came in at the end on who? Larry Hoover. Got him free. Bill Cosby got him free, rather. R. Kelly.
Wants the U.S. Supreme Court to hear his appeal, basically, that says my conviction in Illinois should be overturned. And the reason is they charged me for under a law that didn't exist when I committed the crimes, as they say.
Did this come up during the trial?
Yes, we raised this issue pre-trial, and it was denied. The government's position is that they admit that they applied a statute of limitations that did not exist at the time the conduct was allegedly committed, but they're saying we were permitted to extend it. It didn't harm him. It didn't violate what is known as the ex post facto clause. And our position is not so fast. The lawmakers, Congress, passed a law that was intended to apply prospectively. So when they extended the statute of limitations, they didn't say, oh, you can apply it to cases that existed or the conduct happened before this. But moving forward, we're going to extend the statute of limitations. So what we're saying is when they did that, they were not permitted to apply it to conduct that occurred in the 1990s. The government has to interpret these statutes as they were intended to be applied, and they're taking great liberties with it, and they did so in this case. The ends justifies the means type of thing, and I think the U.S. Supreme Court will be really interested because this isn't just an R. Kelly issue. This is all about, do we give the government the power to take liberties with statutes that were not intended to apply as they're applying them?
The U.S. Supreme Court is under attack in a very big way. President Biden is going to propose legislation to change the way, to change term limits, all sorts of things. There are people talking about packing the court. There are people who want Alito and Thomas removed. They are under fire right now. Do you think that politics will play a part in their decision on whether to hear the case? Because if they hear the case, and if they overturn the conviction, there is going to be a torrent of criticism.
Sure, because it's R. Kelly, right? But I like the Supreme Court for this issue, frankly, because this Supreme Court seems to understand that we have a government that's run amok.
The U.S., let me tell y'all something about the U.S. Supreme Court when it comes to New York and Chicago. The New York Supreme Court, and y'all can look this up, have overturned so many corrupt cases that the state and so many over sentenced from the top states. We talking about LA, Chicago, and New York. They are going to look at that. They already know how dirty those politicians is. They already know how dirty the court systems could be on especially Black men. Especially. So yeah, it's dirty, it's corrupt, a corrupt system, and these old outdated laws. Let me tell y'all, if Trump get in office, he's gonna pass some laws that's going to allow criminals, especially unfair. There ain't no coincidence with Kodak Black, y'all. That ain't no coincidence with Lil Wayne, who he pardoned. He pardoned them. We talking about felons. Got him out of jail. You know what? Y'all don't think that Donald Trump don't want the credit for freeing Larry Hoover? Y'all don't think that Donald Trump won't want that credit for freeing? Imagine the Donald Trump law was responsible for freeing Larry Hoover. That gives Larry Hoover one of the top votes in a black. And let me tell y'all something. Larry Hoover is going to be free before the president election. Do you think that that's a plan that he's going to win Chicago over? Huh? Think about that strategy, y'all. The president-elect, Larry Hoover, is going to get out before the election. And when he get out, Donald Trump is going to get the credit for freeing Larry Hoover. And guess what the black vote gonna go to? Even the motherfuckers gonna be voting for Donald Trump. Oh man, y'all, the strategy in these politicians, what they do to win? Did he mean to want to free Larry Hoover? I think this was a strategy. I think that this was intended for a future strategy for the future president-elect, which he passed that law. And let me tell y'all something. Donald Trump is gonna get a lot of credit for freeing. You know, I'm talking about black men who have been incarcerated unfairly by the law that was passed by Bill Clinton, the 3-strike law. He's countering that, and he is getting the black vote. Y'all seen the felons, the felons for Trump? Y'all seen it? Go look that up, felons for Trump. We talking about black felons for Trump. Because so many men is getting out of prison because of that act, which R. Kelly and excuse me, y'all. R. Kelly and Larry Hoover. Y'all need to go look that up. Y'all need to right. Y'all need to go look that. And it's important because, and you know, y'all already know Diddy is going to use the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Diddy is planning to jump on the team. You got Larry Hoover with R. Kelly. Don't you want to get on that side now? You got the public against you. What's good, Jericho? You got Larry Hoover and R. Kelly about to get freed. Larry Hoover and R. Kelly is about to get out, y'all. Don't you think Puffy do not want to jump on that bandwagon and want to get on Jenifer Bonjean's train? Yeah. R. Kelly has already given our P. Diddy advice on, you know, yeah. If I get free, you know, you got to look into these laws. With Donald Trump, y'all might hate Republican. I know some of y'all might be Democrats, but you know what I'm saying? But this is real. This is true. And then that's the only way R. Kelly and Larry Hoover is going to be getting out of prison.
we have prosecutors who have run amok. They are taking extraordinary liberties with statutes that were never intended by Congress, exceeding their authority essentially in so many different ways. Now, I get it. This particular defendant, they may believe, shouldn't be the beneficiary of it. But again, there are much greater principles at stake. And I hope and I believe that the U.S. Supreme Court can ultimately, they understand what's at stake. And it's not just about R. Kelly, it's about everybody. And do we let the government continue to run amok in these federal prosecutions, whoever the defendant is? And I think the Supreme Court can do that. And I think we have a good chance of getting cert granted.
Right. That was Jenifer Bonjean explaining to TMZ's the R. Kelly, her pitch to the Supreme Court, and how she believes, certain laws was made up and the statutes was made up. And she believes that in so many discrepancies. And it's based off, when Harvey asked her, he was like, so if they decide to free R. Kelly, imagine how much ramification it is, right? Because it's R. Kelly, right? That the Supreme Court would, the idea of letting a pedophile, that's the ideal versus the feeling of what most people think of what's real and what's, it's all about perception of if R. Kelly should be free or not. Versus the real hardcore evidence, and that's what she validated. And this is the thing about it: the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court. I'm telling you, Supreme Court ain't biased. They ain't biased. It's a panel of judges. How many judges on the Supreme Court panel, y'all? I forgot. I know, but I can't think right now. I'm doing something. And they have overturned so many corrupt and unjust cases, especially in New York, LA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They overturned so many unjust cases. And Jenifer, believe it or not, if y'all didn't think that it was like possible that they both can be like free at the same time, yeah. Today. Like, it's crazy to think that. She's the go-to lawyer, like, for everybody who ain't got none. It's like she's doing it for free. Like, R. Kelly, he bankrupt, you know what I'm saying? R. Kelly ain't got no money. She took on the case. I'm not sure how Larry Hoover's revenue, but of course his revenue ain't there because he's locked up in prison. He a murderer, you know what I'm saying? So he can't make no bread like that. She took on him, right? Bill Cosby had the money. Let me tell y'all something. Bill Cosby wasn't broke, but he chose her. He chose to hire her because he knew that she was gonna set him free, get him free. Because in Bill Cosby case, she used a lot of in court, race card. She pulled a race card. That's what she does. That's how she get them. That's how she get them for free. Out free. Excuse me. She pulled a race card. She said, "Yeah, yeah." You know what I'm saying? She pulled a race card. Make them feel shameful. Use old ass laws. Some old ass laws, y'all. uh so yeah, it's for show. It's for show for show. Excuse me, I'm doing something, y'all. It's for show for show. Hit the one in the chat. We'll take a little intermission. Hit the one in the chat. The like button. If you fuck with Mad Pill, y'all. Check in if you fuck with Mad Pill. For real. Y'all don't get it from like here. Y'all don't get it like y'all get it working from here. Larry. Larry was good. You might have to watch the playback. Yeah, Jenifer Bonjean. Yeah, you just joining this. Jenifer Bonjean is going to get R. Kelly, Larry Hoover out at the same time. I just played the videos just today. The Supreme Court is hearing R. Kelly's case now. While she is handling Larry Hoover's case. Now that's a gangster right there. For real. That's a freaking gangster right there. Imagine how much scrutiny she's getting. And look how beat down and just as stressed out she is. Just look at her. She's just beat down. She's just doing this she got all the sins of this is just, she's just doing too much. Just look at her. Jenifer Bonjean is beat down. But God damn, she's doing a whole lot for goddamn on civil rights. Real. First white lady. What y'all can say about that? With Jenifer Bonjean, she free Larry Hoover. Who don't want to be the first person to free Larry Hoover? To free Larry Hoover. It's been chanting for years. Free Larry Hoover. And Jenifer Bonjean is responsible, and Donald Trump. Oh man, we gonna get into that. Donald Trump responsible for freeing Larry Hoover. Oh my goodness. It's true. That's crazy. This is a political game. I don't know what the strategy is for the mainstream. Trump get credit for freeing Larry Hoover. I mean, it's gonna be a guy. I mean, imagine that. Excuse me. I had to step away for a second. Excuse me. Imagine that. Donald Trump freeing Larry goddamn Hoover. That's crazy. Yeah, it's looking like. Hold on, let me go to another source. We got into the Jenifer Bonjean was responsible for so many black men, especially the most important black men in history, like the hood. This is the hood, y'all. This is the hood. Like she freed the R. Kelly. The hood grew up on Bill Cosby. Hmm. But this trial is expected, the hearing, I think around the 1st of October. Expect to hear news. I'm talking about breaking news. The R. Kelly has a new trial. Um, Larry Hoover is expected to be freed. R. Kelly is expected to have a new trial. And this is all in time for the presidential election. I'm telling y'all, this is a strategy, I say, for the bigger picture. If it was for political gain or any type of, it's a strategy to gain the black vote, in my opinion. For real. I think Illinois is going to be very crucial in this election. If Larry Hoover get out, Trump is winning Illinois. I don't give a damn what y'all say. And I guarantee you, if Larry Hoover gets out, Trump is winning the majority of the urban community, especially the GDs. I don't care if you a GD or not, though. I know that makes up a small percentage, but the black community, period, in a whole, was Larry Hoover pro Larry Hoover because he changed, growth and development. Political gain. Right. I don't think gangster shit ain't in politics. For real. I'm the biggest gangsters there is. They want to keep Larry Hoover in prison. If when Larry Hoover gets out, he's going to influence a lot of black young men out the game to change. Because they still look up to him. They still say on Hoover. Y'all know the GDs. My Chi-Town people at with the people who know the GDs is everywhere, y'all. GDs is all over the, ain't just in Chicago. GD is global. I think. Because the influence come from GD and vice versa. All over the world, the gangsters all over the world. They bit Bloods and Crips and GDs and vice versa. And so forth. All the other gangs. I don't want to disrespect the gang. But when Larry Hoover get out, I believe Trump is going to become president. That's what I think. Because I think it's a way to sway the vote. That voters act, that law. Yeah. Got Larry Hoover, Jenifer Bonjean, used that to free Larry Hoover. Another second chance for black men or anybody who has been incarcerated. For crimes, and light sentences. Jenifer Bonjean, what is her motive? What is Jenifer Bonjean's motive here? Why does she get so many black men free? What is her passion? And why does she do it for free? Damn near. I mean, why does she do it for free? What does she get out of it? Is this just in her heart? What is going on with Jenifer Bonjean? Is this, and this is a lot of people questioning it. A lot of people just hate Jenifer Bonjean. They hate her. She's one of the most hated. And one of the most hated lawyers, and her reputation is just fucked because of what she do and the clients who she take home. Let me see what I got. I'm gonna close this out. Oops, my bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. It went blank. My internet went blank. I mean, goddamn, I had to turn off the box and put it back on. I mean, Jesus. My bad. Hit the like button. Come back up in here. Come back up. Come back in the room. Hit the like button. Yeah. Damn, I got cut off. But it's cool. It's cool. Let me show y'all a little something before I catch the books. You know what? I'm gonna say that. No, I ain't. I'm gonna go ahead and do this video, and then I'm gonna excuse me for 1 second. I know I blanked out on y'all for a minute, but see, let me find this video. There we go. Now I want to pause on this for y'all for a second. Now this is coming back to surface. That R. Kelly and Aaliyah's long lost daughter. She claimed that she is R. Kelly and Aaliyah's biological daughter. I want y'all to hold that thought for a second. Now, I don't know what's wrong with this woman. Maybe she got issues, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe she has a point. Maybe she is R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter. I don't know. But I don't think so. But this is resurfacing and is going viral again. That they interviewing this woman, and she's claiming that she is, in fact, R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter. Now, let me see if I can find a video on this before. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a video on that. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, they got a full interview on that. And it's just resurfaced again. Talking about like a day ago. I don't want to get hit for no copyright. For being R. Kelly's daughter. Let me make sure. I'm gonna show a little clip.
Two family. It had other people, but it wasn't an apartment type. And
Mm-mm.
Who raised you as from a child to adolescence? You know, who was in your life at this time, and you know what
Okay.
information were they giving you at this time as far as even who you are?
okay, so my memory was with my mom being in a set house, like a four family flat type of house or a two family. It had other people, but it wasn't an apartment type. And I think that's when my mom probably died. That's when I went to this house called Wayburn, and that's when I started seeing my father for visits. And I was with a man named Nana. He raised me all the way to 2007. So we kind of moved to house, different house. We always have to abruptly leave all the time. And then when he left in 2007 to be a home health aide in New York, then that's when I was shipped around with my grandfather's baby mother's family. And that's when I was everywhere in that house. So I didn't really have like a set house that I lived for more than 2 years. And it just been shipped all over.
Man. Okay.
Mhm.
So with that being said, let's stay right there for a second. How was life for you growing up as a child, you know, coming into womanhood and things like that? How was life for you, just from your recollection, as you know, was it a fun time? No child was ever born of them. R. Kelly went off and, you know, after he wrote her albums, went off and, you know, did his thing. She went off and did her thing. But what we also know back in the 90s, you're able to hide a lot of things. You could stay gone for 6 to 7 to 8, 9 months and not be seen by the public, or you only show them what you want them to see. Yeah. Back then, this is before social media. So it does make your story even more incredible because it's like the possibility of it being there. So what I would ask you is, have you ever thought to verify the truth? Have anybody stopped you from trying to verify the truth? Have you attempted to verify the truth based on the memories that you've had?
Yes, I talked to my second family about my memories, and then they was all trying to say maybe it's a past life. It wasn't like a thing for me thinking I'm mentally crazy. So it was just more of, that's interesting. And they kind of brushed it off a lot. They wasn't saying nothing. They didn't say, oh, it's not true. Oh, you're lying. They just said, interesting, or let me post something about my mom online. Then they look at it and then they just hand me back my phone or something. Like, it's not like, do you believe me or believe that? It was nothing like that. So for people saying that, the media is saying that now, I didn't get that same energy. They made it, because they didn't try so hard to say, oh, it's not true, made me believe myself even more, because I'm like, this is the emotion. And then the emotion I have personally for my parents, it brings me to tears. It makes me feel away. And I'm not the type to move out of emotions as much or trying to actions. I'm more of a thinker. So me coming out is because I have some answers that I found myself, and I believe in myself, my heart.
As you can see clearly, this woman, on my part, she's delusional, you know, or she's doing this for clout, or maybe she got a point. I don't know. You know, I don't want to play too much of the interview. Y'all see it on the YouTube as I put it up. If y'all want to watch this interview, the full interview, y'all can see that interview of her and kind of get an understanding of her. Like, I watched the interview, you know, a little bit, and I tried to get an understanding. Like, is this woman really crazy, or does she have a point, or is this some, you know, like, why would Aaliyah hide her? Like, why would Aaliyah Have we heard that Aaliyah was pregnant? You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, we already know that she crazy because first of all, we just don't believe that. Shit. Hey, my internet might go dead again, y'all. I don't know, something, storms is going on in the area. I don't know. But this woman is you know, clearly like maybe seeking some attention or you know, and this is an example of the Kelly victims, you know. Most of those R. Kelly victims were just like her. They, you know, they wanted so bad, you know, to be R. Kelly, to be with R. Kelly and or to have some type of, you know, legacy, you know, from R. Kelly, you know, and capitalizing on being a victim, you know, and a lot of women, you know, I don't know how this woman came to be important or whatever, but this was a lot of women, you know, during the you know time when you know when women was preying on R. Kelly, you know, they was preying on, and you know you can just come out and say anything, just like Puff now. You just come out and say anything like Puff. With Puff, you can file a lawsuit on Puff and you'll win. It ain't no hold barred to this game. When you get convicted as a sexual predator, there ain't no holds barred to this game. I'm telling y'all, it ain't no hold barred. They gonna convict you and crazy ass women. These crazy ass broad just coming out. Just saying any goddamn thing. And people believe it. And why is she on this goddamn panel? Because it's R. Kelly. That's why. People will believe anything just to, you know, they bringing a lot about Diddy too. About some unbelievable shit that you should believe. Just because he's getting, you know, Diddy is getting torched right now. He is the booty of all jokes. I'm talking about P. Diddy is the booty. We ain't talking about the butt, the booty. We talking about P. Diddy is the colon of all jokes. You can come out and say anything with P. Diddy and you would win. Anybody who was associated with Diddy, who had any ties with Diddy, can come out and say and they'll win a lawsuit. That's how fucked Diddy is. He is the butt of all jokes. And when this was going on with R. Kelly was the butt of all jokes. That's how she went viral. And you could just come out and say anything. If you was associated with anything, had anything to do with R. Kelly, you was relevant. You was able to make it to the spotlight of Lifetime. Surviving R. Kelly. You was able to do that. That's why this young lady is believable to believe that Aaliyah that had a baby. And no matter what she looked like, you know, I don't care what she looked like. You know what I'm saying? She could take on R. Kelly. If this is true, she could take on R. Kelly's feature. Who knows? I don't know. But the proof is anybody could say anything about R. Kelly and it'd be true. P. Diddy. We got a lot of lies about a lot of liars coming out on P. Diddy. A lot of lies. They coming out on P. Diddy. Just because he seen him beating the hell out of Cassie in the elevator. There's so many victims that came out. Oh, he didn't beat the hell out of me in the elevator too. He didn't beat the hell out of me on the elevator too. He didn't beat the hell out of me on the elevator too. You got all type of victims saying it there. Gerald, you you know the victims in the case. No. We just gonna keep it at that. For sensitivity reasons. You know. It's a lot of people abusing the system, is what I'm saying, with the P. Diddy too. Of course, P. Diddy may be guilty, I don't know. But a lot of people is abusing the system. Cassie got that 30 million, boom. And this dude just got this $100 million from P. Diddy. Another P. Diddy accuser got that $100 million. I mean, come on now. Yeah, I don't think they trying to get P. Diddy and they just trying to capitalize, even though he guilty. Does that make it right? Huh? Do that make it right? That's all I'm saying. Do that make it right, even though you think he guilty or not? I don't think so. I think that this little girl, whoever she is probably put up to this by somebody. I don't know who she put up to this by. That she's an illegitimate child, or she just going viral. You know what I'm saying? Because she saying that she's a legitimate child, which is an agenda behind this. Because it's an agenda behind everything. It's a strategy. Somebody has created a strategy here. You know? I don't know who it is, but y'all know you cannot trust the industry because they be putting dummies out there. They be putting surrogates out there. They be putting people who just willing to sacrifice. Y'all know those bombers in Israel. I'm trying to be sensitive in my words. I don't want to get blocked. Who sacrificed themselves? They got people who is willing to sacrifice themselves. Just like crash dummies. And to put everything on the line. They legacy, everything. They got crash dummies. The industry, you cannot trust the industry. They're all dogs. You want to say they money hungry? They worse than that. R. Kelly was being set up in a whole lot of ways. Really to get him the maximum. Right? And then another thing, they made up laws. Like Jenifer, like Bonjean said. They made up laws and statute to convict R. Kelly. They made up shit. they went beyond measure to get the quick conviction, which was 30 years. They wanted more than 30 years, but they wanted that quick conviction. You know, they went after the fast conviction. Like the and they know if they could have got more than that if they wanted to, but they wanted to get them fast because they knew that it would take years for an appeal, right? In that year span, they can have all rights, all royalties, huh? In that year span, they can have, while they in jail, they can have all rights, all royalties to the billion-dollar empire from R. Kelly. That's all they want. They don't really want 30 years from R. Kelly, y'all. The only thing they want is time served when they took him from everything that they got because y'all all them lawsuits and came in fast. The lawsuits get in, judge fast. When all the lawsuits is done and over with, then that's when he get the hearing from the Supreme Court. When they took him from all his money, now he get to get a fair trial after so many years. That he was done wrong, or after they all done took his money, then that ain't no coincidence to me. The only thing that they want is enough time to get them for everything that they got. That's the only thing that they need. The only thing that they need is enough time for them to get them for everything that they got. Puffy got $100 million lawsuits from here, there, everywhere. $100 million lawsuits, $100 million lawsuits, $100 million lawsuits. And do y'all think for a chance that they are going to keep Puffy in jail for life? No, they are not. Puffy is not going to do the 99 plus years that they are offering. Puffy is going to stay in jail enough time. I'm going to say this again. Puffy is going to stay in jail enough time for them to get him for everything that they got, to strip him butt naked. Like Kels. Just like R. Kelly. Stripped him butt naked. Ain't got shit. Gotta beg other people for commissary because he sued. Everything that he getting, he gotta get back. He getting taken care of by the goddamn. He's scrapping. He's scraping and scrapping in prison. They ain't living good in prison. They in solitary confinement. Everything. They taking them, stripping them bucket naked for everything that they got. They gonna hold them and keep them in jail for everything that they got, everything that they make. They gonna make sure that they come out with zero and that they living off somebody when they do come out. Guaranteed. R. Kelly's free of his contracts, free everything. He got music that he dropped, 36,000 songs that he got ready for y'all's asses. 36,000 songs. Plus more. that he know that he's gonna have to grind even more harder and more harder because his perception is flawed. That he is not gonna be the prolific star that he was. But he knows that he has to go underground. And that's the way that he's gonna have to make the living for the rest of his life. Because he has that tag on him. It was a tag on R. Kelly. He has to make the money on the rest of his life doing shows in small bars, making his own little streams. And guess what? They're going to be taking a little money off of that too, because the money that he owes from the lawsuits. They are going to make sure that when he gets out of jail, that he's going to be living in the poorest conditions, depending on who takes on R. Kelly. And I believe that it's going to be somebody just great that's going to take on R. Kelly. They're going to make sure that he's doing good, like OJ. OJ wasn't out here struggling when he got in the car. He wasn't out here struggling. He was out here driving Bentley still. Guess what? R. Kelly is gonna be too. R. Kelly gonna be straight. He gonna be out here driving Bentleys too. Somebody gonna make sure he's straight. He a legend, regardless of what the perception of what he did. But the system, tell y'all that the system is going to make sure that R. Kelly will never receive anything or no taxes for the rest of his life. Any money that he get taxed on got to go to the victims or the accusers, as I per se. So they're gonna make sure that R. Kelly butt naked out here. That anything they're gonna watch everything he do. He ain't out here. He ain't on the low money. That R. Kelly get out of jail. Let's talk about that. When R. Kelly get out of jail, especially in the Northwest and the Midwest, y'all gonna be seeing a lot of R. Kelly. Y'all gonna be seeing R. Kelly in local bars. Y'all gonna be seeing R. Kelly in, local clubs. Y'all wouldn't see R. Kelly in. You know, you're gonna be right beside R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? That's what R. Kelly was. He was part of the people. R. Kelly he walked through the malls like a few security. Like through the Midwest, especially. I don't know about anywhere else. But he walked through the Midwest. With a few security. I seen him in the mall. He only had a few security, and the security was shorter than him. I mean, cool as ever. Walking through the mall. Oh, that's R. Kelly. Oh, yeah, that's R. Kelly. That's R. Kelly. It was like nothing because people was just used to seeing him because he was a people person. Because he would walk through the mall. Imagine what he gonna do when he get out. He could be walking through the mall. But he has to get took care by the underground for the rest of his life. Diddy, like I said, when Diddy do them years, Diddy ain't gonna see the light of day. And I probably like the next 5 to 10 years. I would say it like that. And then guess who he gonna call on? Guess who Diddy gonna call on, y'all? Jenifer Bonjean. That's who she gonna call on. That's who Diddy gonna call. I say that's who she gonna call on. That's who Diddy gonna call on. He gonna call on Jenifer Bonjean. Jenifer Bonjean gonna take him because she already know she's gonna be able to get Diddy out. And that's the only thing it was. Y'all see what happened with Bill Cosby, right? Everybody dropped him. They made sure Bill Cosby didn't make another dime. Took everything. Sued him. Jenifer Bonjean is going to get Diddy out too. Diddy is going to go broke. He's going to go severely broke. And I know Diddy got a stash. He probably got some millions, probably 10, $20 million. Probably 20 to 30 million. I say $30 million. Like I match Cassie. I say he got $30 million put up. Because I don't think he had all the hundreds of millions of dollars that he said. He was just financing things that was worth, you know, he was a financer. They not worth all that money that they say they is. And Diddy was almost a billionaire. He wasn't worth no goddamn $1 billion. Let's keep it real. Diddy wasn't worth no motherfucking $1 billion. He was a fronter. He was a stunner. Just like all them damn celebrities and rappers, per se. All of them just be stunning. They ain't worth shit. They be finances just like we do. Financing cars and their houses. You think they paid $50 million cash for a crib? Hell no, they buying it, they paying on the house. You think that he financing Sean John and Revolt and his cologne and all that shit. He financed that shit. No fucking billionaire. He was broke. You'll find out he was broke. Because Diddy is going broke. He gotta pay $10 million. And I believe that Diddy probably had $250 million to his name. Probably. I'm talking about just scraping and scrapping shit. And shit, he probably got to sell a few Bugattis and Rolls Royces and Lambo trucks and properties to make up for the little scraps that he got. He's being no longer financed. His credit has went down with everybody. Nobody wants him. He has no job. Diddy is broke. He's just as broke as you and I. He has nothing. They are going to take and seize all of his property due to this latest lawsuit that he has. They taking all that shit. And Diddy is going to be left in jail broke, begging Jenifer Bonjean to take on his counsel, which he is already talking to R. Kelly as we speak on getting Jenifer Bonjean's counsel and what's best for him right now. You can't afford nothing right now, Diddy. You can't afford the lawyers you have. You're gonna have to drop them. Just like R. Kelly had to drop his thing. You have to do that. You have to resort in the public defendant, you know, because you're going to get convicted. The thing about it, Diddy ain't getting out until about 6 years. He's facing the fact that he's gonna face 5 to 10 years in prison. He ain't getting out 5, 10 years. So he has faced that fact and advice that he gets on a regular call from Kels. You know, R. Kelly give him advice. R. Kelly calls him. Oh, y'all don't want to miss them the calls with P. Diddy, the calls between P. Diddy and R. Kelly. Samar. Oh yeah. We got some insights in the calls between P. Diddy and R. Kelly. The calls between P. Diddy and R. Kelly. Right. The one in the chat, you're gonna be here tomorrow. I'm coming live early. Midwestern time, 8 p.m. Jenifer Bonjean, it's crazy. Jenifer Bonjean, to close it, Jenifer Bonjean is about to free Larry Hoover, y'all. And I know a lot of y'all in the chat from the city. Free Larry Hoover. No. Crazy. And R. Kelly. Crazy. Puff back to get on board. In which he is getting on board, y'all. Puff is getting on board with R. Kelly and Larry Hoover. What a team right there. You on board with Larry Hoover to be able to say that the lawyer that represented me represented Larry Hoover. Puff, you better get on board. That's all I'm saying, Puff. Puff, you better get the hell on board. Because it ain't no way out for you, Puff. For real. And Puff, he trying to get transferred to where Kel's at. I mean, Puff is trying to get transferred to where Kel's at. Imagine that. Puff and Kels in the same, in which they will qualify to be in the same, because Puff conditions is very harsh. Puff is refusing to eat there. They said Puff done lost a lot of weight because Puff is refusing to eat. They are afraid of Puff's life because of living conditions and that cell in the jail in which he's housed in is animalistic. It's animalistic. Very harsh conditions. And the room of the people talking shit to Puff. I mean, imagine that. Hell yeah, they talking shit to Puff. They seeing him walk out for court, and you know what I'm saying. You already know when they you can see it in the cell, Puff getting walked out for court, and they banging on the door and calling him all type of names and shit. You know how that shit go. Whoever been in jail before, y'all know what I'm talking about. Calling Puff all type of shit. Puff's spirit is very down. But his his hunger strikes kind of like he wanna get to another prison that with better conditions. No, bro, you don't get good treatment. How could you demand to get better treatment when you know? But yep. Hey, y'all join me tomorrow on the call between Puff and R. Kelly. Hit that like button. I appreciate everybody for joining tonight. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. Hold on.